Making a clinometer.
Trigonometry is the branch of mathematics that studies relationships between the sides and angles of a triangle.
A clinometer is a tool that was first used in the 1817. The clinometer is a tool that involves trigonometry and that it is used to measure the angle of elevation or angle of the ground in a right-angled triangle. You can use a clinometer to measure the height of tall things that you can possibly not reach to the top of them, like for example buildings, trees, etc.
Clinometer work well. This type of tool measures the angle of a slope of an object with the reference to gravity. That is, it measures the vertical angle of a slope. For this we use SOHCAHTOA. SO is when you divide the opposite by the hypotenuse, CA is when you divide the adjacent by the hypotenuse, and O and TOA is when you divide the opposite and the adjacent. As you can see, the longest side of the triangle is the hypotenuse, the side of the angle is the adjacent, and the opposite side of the angle is the opposite. Here you can find the sin constant. The first step was to cut the paper protector that Mr. Latiman gave us. Secondly, we glued the paper protector to the cardboard. Then we cut an arrow from another cardboard. It has to be perfectly measured so that our results were accurate. The next step was to make a hole to the arrow and the cardboard with the hole punch. The following was to join the arrow to the cardboard with a pin or a clip, although it had to be loosened. Finally, we had to take a straw, cut the upper part, and then stick it with tape to the top of the cardboard.
And this was the final result. First of all, with the assistance of a meter, you need to measure the distance between the object being measured and where you are going to measure using the clinometer. Then you need to look through the straw of the clinometer while standing at the measuring point and place the vision of the straw to the top of the object being measured, in this case a building. And the other person needs to look at the angle indicated in the clinometer. Finally, once that we have gathered all the information required, we need to use the TOA angle to calculate the height of the object. This means that we use the opposite divided by the tangent. When that was calculated, you need to add the height of the eyes of the person measuring the height looking through the straw of the clinometer.
These were our results compared to the real ones.
From our point of view, we have done a really great project because we have followed perfectly the steps, and this has made that we obtain very accurate results. And we know this because if we compare our results with the official ones that we have previously showed, there is a maximum of 0.3 decimals above or below. So this means that our clinometer worked well and that we have used it correctly and done the formula perfectly, as we have obtained very accurate and precise results. The three main factors that have affected are material, wind, and height. Material, because if it would have been a more resistant material, it would have been much more accurate. The wind, because if there is too much wind, then the results would be very affected because the arrow can move very easily. And the height, because everyone has different heights and we have to obtain a very precise number so that we have the correct result.